Well, hello, and welcome to another week of the Andorid review show. This is episode 23 this week. We're outside again. It's lovely sun. It's too warm to do it indoors. This week, I want to take a look at an ebook reader. We're going to have a look at Adiko this week, Aldiko. I've never really been into ebook readers, so we'll see how this goes. Let's just dive straight into the app, shall we? Okay, so here we are. There's Adiko, the icon for it, and let's just dive straight in. First screen you're greeted with is the tips. I've kept these on. You can turn them off here with this little tick sign here, but I've kept them on simply because I'm still learning the program, so I want to know all of the ins and outs of it, because I want to get into reading a bit more, because I don't read enough. You can click next tip there to go to another one, or just dismiss, which is generally what I do. I just read the tip and dismiss. Right, so at the top here, we've got the books that that I've read recently. Here you have the bookshelf, which is the collection of all your books. Let's just go in there and I'll show you those. See that all the books that I've got downloaded, not really very many. And then the download books link. Here we have all of the different categories. Look, that you can download books from Adiko. Free public domain books, free original books, O'Reilly ebooks you have to pay for. They're tech specialists though, you can learn some new software through those. Romance, smash words, independent authors, and you've got more free book stuff, movies, great books from the Western world, and high school reading. If you want a book, let's just start with free domain books here, public domain books. You've got all these different categories to search for. I always just go most popular, and it's got all the most popular books here, look. Loads of books that you've downloaded already are in green there, so you know not to download them again. And then you just click the one that you want and you download it, very much like an app. So let's go back, let's go into reading a book, shall we? Let's open this book up. I've had this book open recently. It will take you straight to where you left off. So in my case, it's like chapter 1, because I haven't actually started reading this book yet. Before I flick through, I just want to drop into the settings, because I've changed the way that the interface looks. You have a day and a night theme to start with. See, that's the night theme, that's the day theme. You can edit the day and the night theme. Here you see you've got changing the colours, and you've got generic fonts and layouts here where you can change the font size. Now the font size is much bigger than this normally, but I set it to as small as I can get away with without straining on it or without having to try hard to focus, but small enough so I can fit a lot of text onto the screen, because I don't want to be constantly flicking through pages, because there's about 5 words per page. So and you have line spacings as well. I made the line spacings a little smaller. Navigation controls, you can configure those. You have various swipes, button presses. The volume keys over here can be configured to flip between pages. Adjust the brightness here, brightness controls. Mine's actually automatically adjusted by its light sensor that you get on the Hero. The display is set to always keep awake, so I don't have to keep on touching the screen to keep it in place. Display orientation, I have that so it's locked, so that when I do this, accidentally embed when I'm reading, it doesn't change the layout like that. And then you got set to portrait mode, and then CSS style sheets. I'm assuming that some books come with their own CSS style sheets that they need to be displayed in a certain way, and I would like to keep those as they are. Right, here's the page. You've read through this page, you just flick, next page. Flicking through all the pages, and once you've read all these pages, you get to the end of the chapter here. You see there's a little scroll bar across the bottom there, you can see it moving. You flick, loading next chapter's up. You can just do that all the way through the book. If you say you've already read this book before and you got halfway through, click the contents button there, and you can just go, oh yeah, I got to chapter 22. And then chapter 22, there you go, and you just flick through it like normal. Let's just get back to chapter 1. Once you're here and you're like, oh, I haven't got time, I've got to close down this book. Press the back button. Then you come back to it later. Oh, I'll go back to that book that I was reading. Click into it, loads up the book, and it will open at the page that you left off, as you would expect it to do, really. There you go. Yeah, well, that's pretty much what it does. I mean, there's some other little things, like you can add a bookmark to certain pages. In the More, you have a lot of stuff. Searching through the book, got a dictionary if you don't understand any words, go to pages or whatever. See that you can get a certain amount of percentage through. You can see the percentage climbing as I'm doing that. What else we got here? Show the progress in the book, help and then share the book. Obviously, you could share it via the regular ways that you can on on an Android device, whatever, Facebook, whatever, email, all that. That's basically Adiko, the ebook reader. I mean, if you've ever used an ebook reader before, then you'll understand what it's about. Obviously, it would be better to actually be reading a book or using a device such as a Kindle, but this allows you to have casual reading, but without the need to have that second device. So you have your phone and your Kindle. You can for little periods of time. I wouldn't recommend reading on this all the time, because obviously staring at the screen can get a bit tiresome. That's the advantages of an e-ink display on the Kindle. But so it's definitely a worthwhile app, and saves you having to carry around more than one device. So that was Adiko, the ebook app. I recommend it. It's a free download. It doesn't have the selection of books of other apps, but I'll get to those in other shows. I can't see any reason not to download it if you're into that sort of thing. It obviously doesn't replace such devices as a Kindle, but then this means that you can read it more casually, and you don't have to carry around an extra device such as a Kindle. It's all in your phone. Here's the QR code for it. That'll take you straight to it on the marketplace. Just go for it, free app. That's everything from me this week. Not sure what the app's going to be next week. I never really do. So you can contact me in the usual ways. Email me at tom@coolsmartphone.com. You can follow me on Twitter, App Review Show, or you can find the group on Facebook, the Android App Review Show. Or, of course, comment this YouTube video down here. Just leave me comments. I read all of them, even though I don't get back to them. I'm busy sometimes. So that's all from this week. I've been Tom from tomransom.com. This has been the Android App Review Show in association with coolsmartphone.com, and I'll see you next week.